Hello, it's that day again. It's Real Estate Tip Tuesday, and I'm Vanessa Snow, bringing you informative topics about the real estate market or about the real estate process in general. I hope you find this informative, and let's just get right into it. So today we're talking about a topic that I have brought up before, and I'll probably talk about it again. But today I want to debunk a few myths about using the listing agent as a buyer. So first of all, it's not illegal. In both Colorado and Oregon, where I'm licensed, you can work with both parties. In Colorado, it's called a transaction broker, and in Oregon, it's called a limited disclose agency. So it's not illegal. It's totally okay and doable. However, I don't work that way, and I'll tell you why. So first myth is that you may get a good deal by going directly to the listing agent. But thinking that, maybe that seller will reduce their price because they're not having to pay a buyer's agent. We can totally get into how real estate agents get paid in another series. We're not going to get into that today. But for time's sake, we're just going to say that a seller generally will pay a commission to both parties. So the agent who's working with the seller and the agent who's working with the buyer. Okay, let's just use that example. So as a buyer, thinking that your seller is going to reduce their price because you're going directly to the listing agent generally doesn't happen. In fact, who usually gets the best deal out of that whole process is going to be the agent that's working with both sides, because that price generally does not get reduced. In fact, anytime I've ever seen anybody work with both sides, I've never seen the price reduced. And that is because A, the sellers do not want to, reduce what their proceeds are going to be from that sale of the house. And second, because they don't want to reduce the value of the house in the neighborhood. By reducing a price, it makes the value of other homes, other comparable homes, also go down. So that's one reason why you're not going to get a better deal by going directly to listing agent. Second thing is, as I mentioned, it's not illegal to do that. As an agent or as a transaction broker or as a limited disclose agent, you have 5 uniform duties that you have to abide by. Pretty standard across the board, everybody has to do it. However, when you are an agent, you have to work with those people and have their best interests in mind, be a fiduciary, have fiduciary duties to them, be an advocate for them, negotiate on their behalf. But once you back off of being an agent and you become one of those neutral parties, you by law cannot help the clients in that aspect. So you can't negotiate for them. You cannot be an advocate for them. You cannot have their best interests in mind. I mean, I don't know how that sounds to you, but that's why I do not work as one of those neutral parties. I always work as an agent, either for the seller or for the buyer, never both. There would be very small circumstances where that would ever happen, and it would be on a case-by-case basis. So that's why I don't work that way. And the third myth is that by going directly to that listing agent, you're going to get the most information about that property. Yes, it's potential that that listing agent has previously, they worked with that seller to buy the property in the first place, so they know the history going back to the time that they bought it. Here's the thing. As an agent and as a seller, you by law have to disclose anything about that property. Good, bad, ugly, otherwise, you have to disclose that information. So even if you are using your own agent as a buyer, the other agent, the listing agent, as well as the seller, absolutely have to disclose anything about that house. So thinking that you're going to the agent to get the most information about that house, there's a third myth debunked right there. So I hope this was helpful. I hope that this was informative. Please share this with anybody that you have heard say that they want to go directly to the listing agent, just to get their mind going. I would love to have further discussion. I hope this piques your curiosity. I'd love to see some comments below. If there's anything else I missed, if there's any other myths that are out there, about why you should go directly to that listing agent, I would love to talk about that too. Or I'd love to look it up if I've never heard it. So let's get the conversation going, and I hope that you all have a great rest of your week. Stay tuned for more information, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.